Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to take a look at a very interesting team. I stole this team from the Mega Junko, who got up to, I think, somewhere in the top 100 in the world. I'm fairly certain with this team, but with a Mudshot and Scorching Sands Diggersby. But today we're going to take a look at Return Diggersby, which is quite a bit of a different Pokemon, as Return is going to allow you to hit for some nice neutral damage. You're of course never going to hit Return for super effective damage, but it's going to be very interesting because you can kind of destroy Pokemon they maybe wouldn't destroy otherwise, like flying type Pokemon, which are usually very tough for you to deal with, especially with Gliscor currently being one of the more common Pokemon that usually would be very good against our Diggersby. Now we're going to have something to hit those Pokemon for some nice and neutral damage. There are quite a few Pokemon in the current meta that resist the ground type damage generally, and so I'm quite happy on how things are here right now and with how the team also functioned, because we're going to have a very cool, like honestly this team was so much fun to run. You're going to have here the Shadow Meloma in the lead, we're going to have the Save of the Diggersby, and in the back we're going to have our final Pokemon, the Fortress. So yeah, Fortress actually is our closer for this team. Diggersby itself, yeah, you can have both as your save-up, to be fair. Like, it really depends. I think I sometimes use Fortress as a save-up as well, depending on what kind of lead you encounter. But Fortress is here as well to kind of counter those flying type Pokemon that usually would be very bad for you, like Togekiss. Togekiss was quite a common Pokemon, but with Fortress being so nice with Volt Switch and the Rock Tomb, we're actually going to be in such a good position here right now. Rock Tomb is coming through, knocking them out, and we will see what they have in the back, which is going to be, in this case, the Stunfisk. And I think a lot of people kind of underestimate on how strong Fortress is and how fast Fortress actually gets to the moves. Because with the recent season change as well, Sand Tomb is now quite a bit stronger move, a move that does also sometimes some damage. But if you underestimate on how fast the Fortress can get to those moves, you can end up in a situation where you mostly don't really want to be in, because here this is super effective and they're double debuffed, so this would do a lot of damage if it's gonna connect, but it's gonna allow us to get the shield from the opponent. They swap out into their Dunsparce. I can go for the double superpower, which is a guarantee to knock them out. And now they have a Stunfisk left with no shield, nearly no HP, against a Diggersby. And like, of course, we are going to be able to win this battle. As we can let the move go through here as well, which is kind of funny that they threw this move because now Diggersby comes in. And we haven't seen a return yet, but trust me, this is going to change in this video. Okay, Shelgon against us. And this is going to be a matchup as well where we should usually outspeed them or get to the move at the same time. But as you guys see that as well, I tried to go for my foul play straight away, but the move just never really went through. It looked like I lagged for like one turn or whatever there, I don't know. But now I'm going to be able to get the second move off in time. But there's going to be valuable information that we're going to learn from this one, because it actually is not enough to knock them out by a 1 HP, and they can go for the next Twister, which forces my final shield. I can knock them out now, but I'm going to be now shields down, kinda-ish. But they swapped out here into a Charger Bug. Charger Bug is not bad for either of my Pokemon in the back, to be fair, but I kind of want to stay in here and now swap out into my Diggersby, because the electric type damage is just resisted quite a bit better. Here I can go for the Mudshot plus Fire Punch against the opponent's Empoleon, and I now set them up for the Fortress to do enough damage to hopefully knock them out in the long run. And with that, this game is nearly over already, unless they can somehow land a charge move with Empoleon against our Diggersby. But I can't really see the way of how they would do that, because as you see as well, they're either gonna knock us out here now, or they're gonna take so much damage from our fast move that, okay, maybe they actually have a chance. Never mind, they swap out into the Charge Bug here. I'm fairly certain they're still like 2 or 3 fast moves away from getting to a move with the Empoleon, and that means I can just go up to 2 Fire Punches and I win the battle straight away. And that's exactly what you're going to do here. We have 2 Fire Punches stored now. Knocking out the first Pokemon here, the Charge Bug is going to go down. And I have another move here, and unless I didn't count right, but I did count right, this Pokemon has no play here anymore. And Diggersby with Mudshot and Fire Punch alone was already enough to cause quite a lot of damage there. This is a fantastic lead for this team, and this is a fantastic save-up for this team. In comes Diggersby, in comes Superpower, in comes most likely the first shield of the matchup here, and we will be able to swap out into our own Diggersby, and we have quite a bit of a different moveset, because the only move that we have the same on both those Pokemon is very likely going to be just the Fire Punch. But they are having normal type coverage as well, as they're running Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam is, I think, a tiny bit stronger than Return. Return actually is very strong on this Pokemon. I think Return is like 130 damage for like 70 energy. Well, I think that Hyper Beam is, 150 damage for 80 energy. I think Hyper Beam is slightly stronger and, does a little bit more damage there. But it's going to be a little bit less Like, you need more energy, and this is going to be quite a bit of a challenge for Diggersby sometimes to get to. Return is a bit more spammy, which is still not spammy, it's a 70 energy move, but you're going to be able to get there a little bit easier in a lot of cases. I actually know, kind of doubting myself that actually return is 70 damage. I was also thinking it might be 65. I gotta check it real quick on the side. I always thought it was 70 plus 130, but return is exactly what I was saying. It's 70 damage, 70 energy for 130 damage, while Hyper Beam is the exactly 150 for 80. So like Hyper Beam is slightly better in terms of the damage per energy, but really just by a tiny bit. Return itself, in my opinion, is just the better move to go for. If you can get a Return Diggersby, it is definitely an interesting shout. Doesn't mean that this is going to be the best moveset on Diggersby. Scorching Sands is a very solid move as well on this Pokemon, but Return is not a bad move on Diggersby at all and gives it some interesting play that you would usually not have, as they're going to be able to go for another Fire Punch here. The team itself was actually, by the way, amazing. I definitely went very positive with this team. Which you see as well in this video so far, like it's going to be even a bit of a longer video. We're going to have the Stone coming through here. We can go for the full farm down. In comes now the next opponent. Guzzy Wuzzy against us here is going to be interesting. We are going to be able to go for, the shield here. Okay, never mind. We're going to let the move go here. It's going to be now the superpower coming through, but they can catch it on the Torcus. That's really unfortunate. I tried to time it right, but the opponent makes it better and just plays it so nicely here. So like, so far, well done from the opponent. This could definitely win them the battle already. Like, those early mistakes can really, hurt you in long run. I should have maybe even shielded this move up here, because I only know about Guzzlord, and Guzzlord's damage is going to do less. And as you can see, they're going to go into the Guzzlord now. So like, maybe this wasn't the right play. In comes a Brutal Swing, which was alright. I can still at least reach another Rock Tomb here, which is going to knock them low. It does knock them out, of course. But they're going to sub out into their Empoleon. And now I kind of have to play around with my, Melamar together with then also my other Pokemon, my Diggersby. And I don't have Scorching Sands, which makes this all a little bit more awkward because I don't have really anything to hit them with. So I'm forced to use a shield here. I am going to be able to use another shield here as well. I have a lot of energy, which the opponent would know about as well. And I can go for the Fire Punch and hope that they would use a shield here. But then I don't have anything to hit them with either. And they're going to go for a shield, but I don't have my Scorching Sands now. And that's kind of unfortunate. We can go for the Fire Punch against the opponent. We do some solid damage, but okay, they stop out into the Guzzlord. I still have a chance. I either have to undercharge my return, or I have to catch the move. Both of which could win me the battle, because I'm not too sure if the opponent has a move start yet. But the Brutal Swing is coming in here. I'm at 100 energy. I'm going to undercharge it. As you guys see here, I'm going to leave it at great. That was a little bit too much damage still, and they actually have to move straight away. So I couldn't really even catch this move, sadly, but this is going to be it for this battle. Well done from the opponent, well done especially in the beginning. They definitely won them the battle, and we can move on to the next opponent. Curious, I see that this battle is very short. I wonder what happened, why this is so short. I have actually no idea. Like, I honestly, I don't have an idea on why this battle is so short here. But I'm curious. Like, so far we have Melamar against Melamar. We are always going to win Steam P-Type. There's no doubt about this. They go into the Empoleon. This is mostly why this battle is so short. They did not really expect that I went for the superpower there. Good game. Next up, Weezing. Actually a very solid lead for us, but also all our Pokemon is actually very solid here. And so I can catch the move onto my Diggersby, as we have actually just really good Pokemon against Weezing on this team. That's kind of funny. In comes Quagsire. Quagsire is very tough for this team though, for the backline especially. Like, we're going to have a bit of problems here. Here, of course, we would have access to Return, which does do a lot of damage, which is kind of nice. I can pressure them early on. As well as we still have Melamar with quite a lot of energy left as well. So, like, it's not the worst. Especially if we can hit that Return like we did here just now. And now I could even just shield and farm down. Keep alignment. Okay, I can just go let the move go. We have them now going for another charge move, but we're at least going to have alignment here, which is going to be kind of nice. Octale coming in. Final Pokemon is... We're not going to see it yet actually either. We're going to have the Weezing coming in next. Foul Play should be able to even knock them out from this range. It is resisted damage, but it's from a Shadow Melamar. And the back is going to be Sableye. That's going to be a bit of a tough one. As we're going to go for another charge move here, Foul Play comes in. They still have another shield left, and so that's what makes this tough. I can let the move go. I know that okay, it's a Drain Punch. That was such an important prediction here for me that they went for the Drain Punch. That is so crucial. I would even still survive another hit here. It's going to be another Drain Punch though. That's going to be a bit more annoying. But at least, like, at that point, they had +2 defense, We're still chunking away their health quite a bit. I can go for the Sand Tomb here. I should be able to survive this hit no matter what they're gonna do. And this is gonna be now the foul play coming in. I can go ahead, go for the Sand Tomb, drop the opponent's defense here. They're going to use a shield here, and with that I can reach another foul play, knock them out, win the battle, and move on to the next opponent, where we will face off with a Malamar against Altaria. That's actually ideal, because our backline is really weak to Altaria. I just want to play this out. I just want to win this matchup. I know that 2 foul plays should be enough here with the fast move pressure that we apply in order to knock them out. And yes, it's absolutely going to be the case. They're in the yellow health here already. And with that, we are going to be able to just go ahead and go for another foul play. And foul play is going to either knock them out or get the shield from the opponent. We get the KO, and we got rid of one of the hardest answers to my backline. In comes Drapion, and we can just pressure them straight away with the superpower, which is going to give us our shield back. And this is the one case where I go into Fortress, because Diggersby in theory is better, but Diggersby in the situation that we're in currently is actually way worse, because they have Awkward here, which is super effective against Diggersby, but it's not going to be super effective against our Fortress. So Fortress is better at taking the hits right now compared to Diggersby. And so I expect they might even have another Pokemon back in the back there that's going to be weak to us. And it is going to be weak to ground. This is the main idea. Okay, Empoleon makes sense. Yeah, Empoleon. And even though Drapion makes a lot of sense for this team here, like I think the team from the opponent is very good and safe. But we can take a hit here. I can go for the Fire Punch. Fire Punch is going to do some solid damage here. We have the fast damage coming in as well. And now I am going to be able to go for another Fire Punch again. And this is going to very likely knock them out. They didn't expect that we would get there so fast with our fast move being a different one than most people are running. Quick Attack is still most common. But now we can knock them out with a Fire Punch. We can move on to the next opponent. Again, we win here with 3 Pokemon left. And a shield as well, which is quite wild. In comes the Charger Bug. I can go for 1 foul play and just swap out. There's no point of staying in here. I could go still for 3 more fast moves. I know that they have the move start now. Okay, I did try to go for 3 more fast moves, but they're just going to go for the charge move. XL is coming in. I am going to be able to take a hit, but they swap out. Okay, it's looking really bad for us here. Yeah, I should have played a little bit differently. Should have tried to catch the move earlier. But I have Acrobatics here coming in against us. We have access to return. I just go for Fire Punch. I know that the return does knock them here from this range, just around like 80%. So we need to go for a Fire Punch anyway. And now we have Fire Punch and return at the same time. Return is coming in here now. And it's going to one-shot the opponent's Gliscor. Okay, it's a 2-shot at the end of the day, because I was hitting them with a hit before. But I was able to get a surprise KO there basically against the opponent, which I don't know if they saw that coming. That doesn't really mean that we win the battle here though straight away. As the opponent goes for close combat, they sub out into that Charge Bug. They're going to knock me out, and I am not in the best position. I can go ahead and go into my own Fortress. I knocked them out here, but now it's down against an Annihilate, and they have access to close combat. So like, it depends basically if Fortress survives a close combat from the opponent here. Is this going to be the case or not? Let's find out. Is this going to knock us out here? It is not, and we can knock them here, win the battle thanks to Fortress. Amazing bulk, and again, Non-Shadow Fortress is definitely a very, very strong Pokemon in the current meta. Empoleon against an Elite is not the worst, but also not the best. At the end of the day, we have answers to Empoleon on all or 3 of our Pokemon. Basically, we have Superpower, we have Mud Shot plus Fire Punch, which is alright, and then we have, of course, in the back, the Volt Switch plus the Sand Tomb together. So we have quite a lot of good answers to Empoleon on this team, but the way we played here wasn't really smart either. I am going to be able to now take a hit onto my Diggersby. In comes the Wicked Tough. And Wicked Tough coming in here is honestly alright, because we have still a Fortress in the back, which resists everything, but also does quite a solid amount of damage in against the opponent as well. In comes the Fire Punch. We are going to be able to swap out here into the Fortress. They go for their own charge, very likely the Icy Wind. But we are going to be very good into this current position, because as we will see, even if they're going to go back, okay, they're going to go into Sableye now. Sableye is a bit more tougher than the Empoleon would have been. Sableye itself is going to be able to do a little bit more damage here early on, especially fast move pressure. And so like it's a little bit more difficult, but we're going to be able to go for what's called Sand Tombs, sorry. And we're going to be able to now also just go for a shield. The opponent is going for their own charge move, and we can stop out of here. They are in their Sableye still. I can still reach this fire move here, the Fire Punch, which is kind of crazy, because the opponent is going to let the move go as well. They have shields left. I have 2 Pokemon left, but I don't really know how to deal with it. But I go for the Rock Tomb now, and the Rock Tomb is going to allow me to drop the opponent's attack. They're still forced to throw against me, they're still forced to throw the foul play against me as well. And now I can swap out of here into the Melamar. This is going to be interesting, as now this is going to be a Dazzling Gleam coming through. And I did not expect this. I thought, okay, maybe it's a Power Gem. It is not. This Dazzling Gleam coverage, which is not the usual moveset as well, saved the opponent here. Okay, someone goes into a Ranguru against our Diggersby. Not ideal, don't get me wrong. I would rather have my Fortress against this Pokemon, of course. But return is something that people just don't really expect. And return does so much damage. But the opponent decides to use a shield here early, which I'm alright with. I can go ahead and just let the move go. It's gonna be the Brutal Swing, and I can go for another Fire Punch. Of course, if we would be able to reach another return, would be ideal. But as we will see, there's going to be now the Melamar Uchi swapping in here, trying to take the hit from the opponent. As we see, this is going to be enough to get us quite a bit low. In comes the opponent's Wiki Tough, and we can hardwall that thing with our Fortress. But we are running out of HP on our Pokemon here. As we will see, the Phantom is coming in and doing quite a lot of nice neutral damage. We're going to see that the opponent is going to be able to go for another charge move, and the Ice Unit is just dropping my attack over the long period of time, which makes this area itself very difficult to do here, as the Wiki Tough is just everywhere. Like, Wiki Tough is absolutely everywhere in the current Great League meta, in the area that I'm in. But yeah, I don't know. Like, let me know down below and how it is for you. Do you have a lot of Wiki Tough in the Elo range that you're currently in? Let me know down there. But we're going to have here now the third against us. I needed to knock this out here with this move. Luckily, this worked out really well for me, as now I'm going to be able to still reach another charge move, and this is going to be as well a superpower, which is going to now land against our Wigglytuff, and that is going to be enough to knock them out. And now in the back is just going to be the Oranguro, which we're going to have the Rock Tomb winning the final battle of this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you watched until the end, yeah, shout out to you. Feel free to leave a like on the video as well, and I'll see you then.